You ever catch yourself thinking, how did time fly by so fast? One minute you're chasing kids around the backyard, and the next you're wondering why your knees sound like popcorn when you get up. Aging, it sneaks up on all of us. But here's the thing, just because we've added more candles to the birthday cake doesn't mean we're done living fully, energetically, and joyfully. In fact, many of the healthiest people living to 90, even 100, aren't just surviving, they're thriving. And one small change they've made, it starts right on their plate. Now, I'm not here to throw a complicated diet plan at you or tell you to start blending kale smoothies at dawn. No, thank you. What I am here to talk about is something simple, something you've probably already got in your kitchen. Fruit, but not just any fruit. In this video, we're going to chat about 4 particular fruits that have been quietly making headlines in longevity research and nutrition circles. And more importantly, how these little natural powerhouses can help you feel better, move easier, and maybe, just maybe, help you stick around to see a few more great grandkids. Let's start with one that you might already love, or maybe you haven't picked one up in a while, the humble blueberry. Now don't let its size fool you. These tiny berries are like nature's candy, but they pack a serious punch when it comes to health benefits. I like to call them brain berries, and here's why. Blueberries are loaded with antioxidants. Those are the little compounds that help protect your cells from damage. As we age, our bodies naturally produce more free radicals, tiny troublemakers that can mess with our cells and contribute to things like memory problems and chronic diseases. Antioxidants are like the cleanup crew. They go in and mop up that mess before it causes bigger problems. There's even been some pretty impressive research from places like Tufts University showing that regular blueberry consumption can help slow down age-related mental decline. Yes, really. That means sharper memory, better focus, and even a little boost in mood. And let's be honest, we've all had those moments where we walk into a room and forget why we're there. If a bowl of blueberries a few times a week can help with that, count me in. But it's not just your brain that benefits. Blueberries are great for the heart too. They can help lower blood pressure and reduce bad cholesterol. And for those of us keeping an eye on the old blood sugar levels, you'll be glad to know that blueberries have a relatively low glycemic index, which means they won't spike your blood sugar like some other sweet treats. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That all sounds great, but I'm not about to start cooking gourmet meals with exotic ingredients. And here's the good news. You don't have to. Blueberries are incredibly easy to incorporate into your routine. Toss them into your oatmeal, add them to a bowl of plain yogurt, sprinkle them over a salad, or just grab a handful and snack away. No fuss, no blender required. And if fresh blueberries are a bit pricey or hard to find where you live, frozen ones work just as well. In fact, they're often picked and frozen at their peak ripeness, so you're not missing out on any nutrients. You know, it's funny. Sometimes we think that staying healthy means making huge, overwhelming changes. But more often than not, it's the small, consistent things that make the biggest difference. Adding a cup of blueberries here and there isn't just good for your health. It's a way of saying to yourself, I still care about this body, this life, this journey. And here's a little trick I've picked up. Keep a small bowl of blueberries in the fridge at eye level. That way, when you go looking for a snack, they're the first thing you see. Trust me, when something healthy is easy to reach, it's a lot more likely to end up on your plate. Now that we've covered the wonders of these mighty little blue gems, let's keep the momentum going. There's another fruit coming up that's been cherished by ancient civilizations and modern scientists alike. It's sweet, a little tart, and has a color that just feels like health. Ready to dive into the next delicious secret to longevity? Now let's talk about a fruit that's been around for thousands of years. So long, in fact, that it shows up in ancient Greek texts, traditional Chinese medicine, and even the Bible. I'm talking about the pomegranate. Yep, that ruby red, slightly mysterious fruit that you sometimes see in fancy salads or juices. But trust me, it's not just for gourmet meals or trendy cafes. Pomegranates are like little treasure chests of health, just waiting to be opened. Let me paint you a picture. You've got this round, reddish fruit in your hand. You slice it open, and inside are all these shiny, jewel-like seeds called arils. They're sweet, a little tart, and bursting with flavor. But more importantly, each one is packed with powerful nutrients, antioxidants, vitamins, and plant compounds that can do wonders for your heart, your memory, and even your joints. One of the reasons pomegranates are such superstars when it comes to longevity is because of a compound they contain called punicalagin. Sounds like something from a science textbook, I know. But what it does is actually pretty simple. It helps reduce inflammation in the body. And as we age, inflammation tends to become a more regular visitor than we'd like. It's linked to everything from arthritis to heart disease to brain fog. So anything that can gently dial that down, definitely worth considering. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Some studies have found that pomegranate juice can actually help improve blood flow and lower blood pressure. Two things that become more important the older we get. You know that saying, you're only as old as your arteries? Well, keeping those arteries flexible and clear is one of the keys to staying active and feeling young. And if you've ever struggled with achy knees or stiff hands, the anti-inflammatory effects of pomegranates can offer a bit of natural relief there too. Of course, it's not a miracle cure, but as part of your routine, it's one more gentle nudge in the right direction. Now, I get it. Pomegranates can seem a bit intimidating. If you've ever tried to open one, you know it's not quite like peeling a banana. But once you get the hang of it, or better yet, if you buy the seeds already prepped at the store, it becomes a whole lot easier. Add them to your cereal, toss them in a smoothie, or just eat them by the spoonful. They're crunchy, refreshing, and incredibly satisfying. And here's a tip. If you like a little sparkle in your drink, try mixing pomegranate juice with some sparkling water over ice. It feels fancy, tastes delicious, and you're sneaking in some serious health benefits without even trying. What I love most about this fruit, and really about all the ones we're talking about today, is that they're natural. They're not some pill or powder with ingredients you can't pronounce. They grow from the earth, and they've been nourishing humans for centuries. There's something grounding about that, isn't there? Like we're reconnecting with something we already knew deep down, that nature often knows best. So we've got blueberries giving your brain and heart a boost, and pomegranates helping calm inflammation and keep your blood flowing smoothly. But we're just getting started. The next fruit we're going to talk about might seem a little more ordinary, but don't let that fool you. Sometimes the best things are hiding in plain sight. It's sweet, soft, and often comes in a bunch. You can take it on a walk, throw it in your bag, or slice it up over toast. Can you guess which fruit I'm talking about? That's right, bananas. And believe me, this everyday favorite has more going for it than just convenience. Stick with me, because next we're going to uncover why this humble fruit might just be one of the most underrated keys to staying energized, strong, and steady on your feet. Let's talk about the banana. I know. Compared to blueberries and pomegranates, it might not sound quite as exotic or exciting, but don't let its everyday appearance fool you. Bananas are one of the most accessible, affordable, and underrated fruits when it comes to promoting long-term health and well-being, especially as we age. First off, let's talk about potassium. It's one of those minerals we don't think about much, but it quietly plays a big role in how our bodies function. Potassium helps keep your heart beating regularly, supports muscle function, and, this one's important, balances out the effects of sodium in your diet. That means it helps lower blood pressure. And for many older adults, managing blood pressure is a lifelong battle. A banana a day might not replace your medication, but it can absolutely support what you're already doing to keep your numbers in check. But potassium isn't just about the heart. It also helps prevent muscle cramps, those sudden nighttime leg jolts that wake you up with a start. If you've ever shot out of bed clutching your calf, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Adding bananas into your daily diet can help reduce those moments and keep your muscles a bit more relaxed. Now, here's something else you might not know. Bananas contain prebiotics. They're like little snacks for the good bacteria in your gut. And while we often hear about probiotics from things like yogurt or supplements, prebiotics are just as important. They help your digestive system run smoothly and support a strong immune system. And let's be honest, regularity is something we definitely start to care more about as we get older, right? Beyond digestion, bananas offer a great source of energy. Unlike a sugary snack that gives you a quick high and a fast crash, bananas provide a steadier release of energy thanks to their mix of natural sugars and fiber. That makes them a perfect mid-morning or afternoon pick-me-up. And because they're portable and mess-free, They're easy to grab on the go, whether you're heading to the garden, out for a walk, or just stepping outside for a little fresh air. But perhaps my favorite thing about bananas is their role in protecting bone health. As we age, our bones naturally become a bit more fragile. While we often hear about calcium and vitamin D for bone strength, potassium-rich foods like bananas help reduce calcium loss through urine. That means your body gets to hold on to more of the minerals that keep your bones strong and sturdy. So the next time you're passing the fruit bowl, don't skip over the banana. It may not be flashy, but it's consistent, it's comforting, and it's quietly working behind the scenes to support your heart, your muscles, your bones, and your belly. All that from a fruit that you can peel in 3 seconds flat. And hey, if plain bananas aren't really your thing, there are plenty of easy ways to make them part of your day. Slice one over whole grain toast with a bit of peanut butter. Mash it into oatmeal for natural sweetness without adding sugar. Or freeze a few ripe ones and blend them into a creamy, no-guilt dessert. Simple pleasures, big benefits. You see, when we talk about living to 100, it's not just about reaching that number. It's about how we feel on the way there. It's about staying steady on your feet, waking up with energy, and keeping the spark in your eyes and the spring in your step. Bananas, for all their simplicity, help keep that fire burning. So far, we've talked about blueberries for brain health, pomegranates for circulation and inflammation, and bananas for strength, heart support, and steady energy. But there's one more fruit I want to share with you. It's a fruit that's been called the sunshine vitamin in edible form. Not because it has vitamin D, but because it's vibrant, refreshing, and known for keeping your immune system strong and your skin glowing. It's juicy, it's zesty, and it might just be the secret to aging gracefully with fewer colds, fewer wrinkles, and a lot more zest for life. Ready to find out what it is? So let's shine a little light on a fruit that just feels like joy. The orange. Bright, juicy, and packed with flavor, oranges have been a staple in breakfast routines for decades, and for good reason. They're not only delicious, they're one of the most powerful tools you can use to protect your health as you age. Let's start with the obvious, vitamin C. We've all heard about it for boosting immunity, and it's true. Oranges are bursting with it. As we get older, our immune systems naturally slow down. That's part of the reason why a simple cold can knock us off our feet more than it used to. Vitamin C helps support those hard-working white blood cells that fight off infections. It doesn't make you invincible, but it does give your body an edge, especially during cold and flu season. But vitamin C is also a powerful antioxidant, which means it helps protect your cells from aging. Think of it as your skin's best friend. It helps your body produce collagen, which keeps your skin firm and your joints cushioned. Ever notice how some people seem to have that healthy glow, even in their 80s? There's a good chance they're getting plenty of the good stuff, inside and out. And oranges don't just help with what's on the outside, they're also fantastic for your heart. Alongside vitamin C, they contain potassium, yes, just like bananas, and that combination supports lower blood pressure and a steady heartbeat. Oranges are also rich in a special kind of fiber called pectin, which can help lower LDL cholesterol, the bad kind. Another unsung benefit? Oranges help keep you hydrated. They're made up of about 87% water, which means they not only quench your thirst, but also help your cells stay happy and functioning. As we age, we sometimes lose the feeling of thirst, even when our bodies really need water. Snacking on a juicy orange is a delicious way to stay ahead of that. But here's my favorite part. Eating an orange is an experience. Peeling it slowly, breathing in that fresh citrus scent, biting into the juicy segments, it's a moment of mindfulness, of presence. In a world that's always rushing, that kind of pause is a gift. A little act of self-care that tells your body, I see you, I'm taking care of you. Now maybe you're not a fan of peeling oranges, or you find them a bit too tart. That's okay. There are plenty of ways to enjoy them. Try a glass of 100% orange juice with breakfast, or add orange slices to a salad with a handful of walnuts and a drizzle of olive oil. You can even zest the peel over baked fish or into your tea for a subtle citrus lift. However you enjoy it, just make sure you're getting the real thing, fresh, whole fruit whenever possible. So there you have it. 4 fruits, blueberries, pomegranates, bananas, and oranges. Each one offers something unique, something valuable. They're not miracle cures, and they're not about chasing youth. They're about nourishing your body with what it truly needs to age with strength, grace, and joy. And the best part? These aren't exotic superfoods that cost a fortune or require a trip to a specialty store. They're right there in your local market. Simple, natural, and easy to enjoy every day. Because living to 100 isn't just about genetics or luck. It's about the little choices we make day by day. Choosing a banana over a cookie, tossing some blueberries on your oatmeal, squeezing an orange into your water. It's in these moments that health is built, quietly, steadily, with love. So if you're watching this and thinking, well, I'm already past 60, is it too late to start? Absolutely not. Your body is always listening. It's never too late to feed it well, move a little more, and treat yourself with care. You've got so much life ahead, memories to make, laughs to share, sunsets to enjoy. Let these fruits be part of that journey. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these fruits do you already eat? Are there any you're going to add to your routine? Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Because good health, it's better when it's shared. Until next time, take care of yourself. You're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years.